I read 5 books in February, and if you join me, I will tell you all about them. Hello readers! I read 5 books in February and most of them were 5 stars, so get excited with me. With the Libri Labra book club for February, we read Unwind by Neil Shusterman. Unwind is about a dystopian USA where it's after the Second Civil War, which was fought over abortion, and to kind of create a compromise, what they ended up doing is coming up with this process called unwinding. So instead of allowing abortion before the baby is born, the baby would have to be born, and from the ages 13 to 18, if parents wanted, for different reasons, they could decide to have their child unwound. And what this would mean is that their body parts would basically be given to other people. Sometimes this was done based on need, sometimes this was done for cosmetic purposes, but the theory was that the child would get to live on inside of other people. Now, I knew this was dystopian and it is YA, but I was not expecting it to be horror. To me, the idea of this, the details that were included, the fear that these children had, the reasons why they were unwound, the whole thing was horrifying. Interesting, and it was a good read. I gave it 5 stars, but it was still horrifying. If you've already read Unwind, you can check out the Libri Labra book club discussion. I will leave that in the description below. Kat from For the Love of Books was also asking me to read Unwind, so there will be a vlog coming out soon with a bit more of my thoughts and feelings on the book. With the BookTube Chicks book club, I read Don't Read the Comments by Eric Smith. This is a YA contemporary that kind of exists in the gaming world. It is told from 2 perspectives, the first one being Divya, who is a glitch streamer, and she's famous for playing a video game called Reclaim the Sun. The other perspective is from a male gamer who also plays Reclaim the Sun. Unfortunately, his name is escaping me right now, but they meet each other in game, and you get to see what happens with their relationship. Now, since I actually met my husband playing video games on Xbox Live, we met playing Halo 2, I can kind of relate to this, and it made my little geeky gamer heart very happy. But that being said, I don't feel like the focus was necessarily the romance. The focus in this story really was about what women endure as gamers, how different the gaming experience can be for them, especially in a situation where there's streamers. It included some fun pop culture references, and I may be digging a little too deeply, but I feel like I also saw that the author was using references to bands and songs, like Reclaim the Sun. I don't know. I don't know, that might just be me digging. But even the name of Divya's ship seemed to have some meaning. All that being said, I think gamers will love it. And if you have already read it and would like to check out the BookTube Chicks discussion, I'll be sure to link that in the description below. Another book I read in February was One Day in December by Josie Silver. And listen, other than it's 5 stars, it was a 5-star for me. I'm not gonna say too much else because I did review it, and I will link to that somewhere up here or down there, or like somewhere. It is a contemporary romance that takes place in Britain. If you are a fan of serendipity or love in the time of cholera, then I think you will also like One Day in December. You also don't need to wait to December to read it. It kind of spans lots of seasons and many years. If contemporary romance is your thing, please pick it up. The one book that I did not rate 5 stars was actually Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. The biggest reason I read this is because Books and Lala is always talking about it, and I think Chandler Ainsley read it because of Books and Lala, and I was like, let me just check it out. It's a pretty short audiobook, and it was narrated by John Ritter, which I thought was awesome. I remember him from Three's Company. I'm probably completely aging myself by saying that, but that's okay. Stargirl is definitely manic pixie dream girl. There is the main character whose name I honestly don't remember, but it is a boy, and he meets Stargirl, or he hears about her, and she's just very interesting, and she does what she wants, and she kind of doesn't abide by what everyone else at school is doing, and she likes to do her own thing, but she also likes to be like really thoughtful. And the book is really about how everyone reacts to her as the new girl at school and how those perceptions change over time. I definitely think there was a good message in this book, and had I read it when I was younger, I'm sure it would have had more of an impact on me. Off the top of my head, I can't really recall what kinds of media I took in that instilled that message of be yourself. And don't try to conform. I think there are a couple of other books in the series. There's definitely the next one, and I think the next one is from Stargirl's perspective, but I gave Stargirl 3 stars. I thought it was good, it was interesting, it kind of goes over like how kids treat each other and how they really struggle to be part of the group and to be popular. And lastly, in the month of February, I read a book called Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel. This book was about what happens to relationships after we've been in them for quite some time, and what happens to the passion and where does the passion go. In it, Esther explains that desire and security are kind of on the opposite sides of the spectrum. So in order to have desire, you need to have distance, you need to have risk, you need to be able to see your partner with new eyes. It needs to feel new. I actually listened to this book via audiobook, and it was read by the author. I believe Esther is from Belgium, and she does have a bit of a thick accent. I was able to understand what she was saying, but I can see how someone else might struggle a little bit with what she was saying. But what I really loved about her delivery was her sense of humor. She was able to make this topic very funny and interesting, and it was just very fascinating. I feel like that was probably a really strange combination of books, but that's what I read in February. How many books did you read in those 29 days, and which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.